So today I'm here at the cabin and we have to get some trees in the ground. Yeah, it's tree planting time, and you know, every year I plant dozens of trees and this year's no different. Unfortunately this year we heard that the 50 million tree program here in Ontario got cancelled by our Ontario government. It was an initiative to really just improve our province and you know, act as a just a buffer for all the activities we have here in the province. You know, trees are essential to, you know, providing clean air and things like that. So anyway, the program got scrapped, but doesn't mean that I'm not going to continue planting trees. So this year I've ordered 90 trees. Yes, 90. We're going to try to get into the ground over the next few days. And let me just show you what we have. But just before we head to the trees, let me just take a quick peek here at the garden. So we've got our tulips coming up, and these are some hyacinths that I put in the ground, and oh, they smell amazing. I wish you guys could smell these. Got a few in, so it really helps those, you know, the hummingbirds as they come back to the property this time of year, that they have something to get some nourishment from. Looks like a little rabbit had it, that one. But yeah, everything's kind of coming up. I was nicely surprised. I want to show you just to my right here. Don't know if you remember last year that I planted some rhubarb and the deer or something ate everything. But look it came back. So pretty pumped. It's actually a really sturdy looking rhubarb plant. So hopefully they won't get at it this year. But it's called the Canada Red Rhubarb, and oh boy, once this really gets mature, it's going to be lovely to have here and have some strawberries and rhubarb pie. So here are my bag of trees this year, and one thing you guys will notice from previous years is, holy cow, are these trees ever big? Normally I get the trees that are about, you know, 6 inches, but I guess this year she said they were upgrading some of the trees. I mean, I know the place where I get the trees, they are a major grower for the 50 million tree program, and now apparently they have like a surplus of 2 million trees because they obviously have to meet the demand for the planters. So I don't know whether they're trying to funnel some out of their stock by just kind of giving them to us bigger stock than we kind of wanted, but it's okay. I mean, that's pretty awesome. You can see here, these ones right here, these are weeping willow. So I got, I'll just run down the order here. I got 10 weeping willow, 10 white pine, 20 jack pine. I've got 20 sugar maples, 20 sweet gale, and I believe 10 birch. I think I mentioned everything there. So there's quite a few, but yes, there are 90 trees in there. Forget if I forgot something here, but yeah, so sweet gale is actually a shrub that's going to go in down by a little area where we have a lot of moisture. All right, so I'm just organizing the bare root stock right now. As you can see here, I've got lots of jack pine, about 20 of them, and they're definitely a really good size. I'm really happy with how large the stock is this year. Got my white pine right here. Here's some beautiful white birch. I mean, look how tall this this stalk is. That's amazing. That's great. I was expecting little 6-inch guys, to be honest with you. Right here in the bag, got some hard maple, and this is the weeping willow. Sweet gale is a shrub, so I got these. These are just little tiny bushes here, so I'll put those in kind of where I put the pussy willows last year. So before I get started, I'm going to kind of cover up plants that I'm not going to be, or trees rather, that I'm not going to be putting in the ground. You don't want to dry out the bare root stock by leaving it out in the sun while you're planting the rest of them. You want to get them in the ground fairly quickly. You know, if they dry out, then they're just gonna die. So you don't want to do that. So I'm going to kind of grab what I want. I'm going to start with the jack pine because I'm pretty definitive as to where I'm going to put those. So we'll put those back just in front of me there. And then we'll kind of get on with the rest of them and go from there. So all I need is a shovel and a bunch of plants, and away we go. Bare root stock is so easy to put in. It's not like you're putting in, like, you know, a big root ball or something like that that's in a big container. You know, they just put in the shovel, one step, move it forward, put the plant in, and lift the shovel and stomp it down, and then you're done. So it works. It's pretty quick work once you get to it, but I do have 90 trees and shrubs to put in, so I better get to it. Well, certainly can't complain about the weather today. It's a beautiful day for planting. I'm going to take you around the side of the bathhouse here, the shower house. And yeah, take a look. I got a rain barrel. There's a local church had a sale on, I guess it's a fundraiser, and so I got a water barrel for the shed here, or the shower house, and I got a kit to kind of divert water out of it if we needed to do that, and another kit to just put like a spigot or like a little spout kind of on there. So it's going to stay here, and we'll put some gutters on the tops of either side of the roof basically, and run some tubing to go into the rain barrel. They'll stay on this side because the sun is going to warm it up, and we'll have a lot of nice warm water for our showers, hopefully. That's the idea, at least. So that's going to be the plan for that. As we walk over here, see the trees are doing really, really well. We're going to do some thinning, as we do every year, and I think I'm going to put in some weeping willow kind of just over here. It's really wet, and willow love moisture, so that's really the plan for the willows. The jack pine are doing really well over here, so I think I'm going to expand by putting a couple more rows of them. They have really not let me down. They have grown so well over the last, I believe it's a couple of years now. I haven't lost a single one. A few of them look a little bit rough, but there's something munching on it right there. But you see this part right here, it looks a little bit dried off, so that's not great. But they're hanging in there. They're hanging in. So I'm going to put another couple of rows in and around here and go from there. I lost a lot of cedars I put in last year. I was foolish and I put them in a very well-drained area just in front of the cabin here, and they didn't do well. They did well in another spot that I put them on a ridge that seemed to get a lot more water, I guess. However, the white pines I put in here, they seem to be doing just fine. They do okay. So here's another one I did last year or so, and it's doing just fine. So let's get started. Super easy. You do that, and then I'm going to tuck the tree in there and push it back. There, tree planted. Easy. Well, all jack pine are in. I planted some behind me, also down the fence row that way. And let me tell you, I think they included a lot of extra trees. There was no way that was just 20 jack pine. There weren't. I think they are trying to get rid of some of those trees that due to the cancellation of that 50 million tree program, because I found in with the bigger ones it kind of would add up to the amount of trees I ordered. They'd put some little like 4 or 5 inchers in there too. So bonus for me and bonus for the environment to put those back in. I just want to show you, you know, part of forestry management is actually, you know, thinning out the stock you already have. If it's getting too close together, you know, they just don't survive and they don't do well. So I had to do a little bit of thinning out, and of course we'll be sort of planting as well. So there's the, you know, you gain some trees and you lose some trees every year, but you have to do that to have a healthy forest stand. All right, so these ones are up next. These are the willow. Look at the size of these. Oh my gosh, I was in total shock when she came out of the shop, the nursery with these. Holy moly, these are big. These are like 6 feet tall. I think this one's going to require a little bit more than just a little wedge of the shovel in the ground. Supposedly there are 10 of these, but let me just see here. I don't think there are. I think there's probably a little bit more than that. So we're going to put these over in the wet spot. The ground is still nice and moist. The reason why I'm choosing this site is it's extremely wet, and willows love moisture, as do cedars, and you can see cedar so there. Lots of cedars actually, and willow. Perfect. Got the willow in. Look how tall this is. These are trees, when they get really large, they're these large, stately trees. Excellent wildlife habitat, excellent shade source, and they adore water. So this is the perfect spot for them. Got them all in. And yeah, look, this one is enormous right here. It's already like 6 or 7 feet tall. This one right there. So it's already got a competitive advantage, which is great. Quite often during the summer, I'll go around and I'll kind of get rid of the grasses or whatever around them so they have an advantage. But you know what? These guys, I don't have to worry about it. They're already tall. They're already sprouting out. And they'll be well watered in because, you know, as soon as I dig in there, the water just starts just gushing out. So what a great spot for them. Just found some regular willow in here, and willow has salicylic acid in it, which is basically, you know, you take aspirin, right? So got sore gums, sore tongue, you know, canker in your mouth. Just chew on a willow. Oh, it totally tastes like you just bit into an aspirin tablet. But within a few moments, my gums, my tongue will be kind of numb. It's an excellent analgesic, actually, if you have gum inflammation or something on the trail. So the spot is perfect for everything willow. Just want to show you where the sugar maples went. We thinned out. There's a whole bunch of aspen in here, and they got thinned out. So we've got a couple of rows of sugar maple that have gone in here. So there's 20 sugar maple. There's a row this way, and another row starting with this flag tree down here all the way up. So this is going to be my little maple grove eventually. We'll probably get rid of more of the aspen later. So yeah, this is pretty exciting. You know, I love tapping for maple syrup, but I usually have a lot of soft maple here. I don't have too many of the sugar maple, so I decided, what the heck, I'll plant my own. So that's where the new maple sugar grove is going to be. And the birch, I just want to show you, I'm putting them here with the juniper after my friend Birch and her dog Juniper. That was kind of funny. My friend wanted me to plant some trees at the property with a little bit of a mountain view there, and I figured this will be their spot. So walk over here towards the old fence line. Here's where some of the white pine went in. So that's perfect. And then right up there along that fence line is the jack pine and the cabins that away. Well, it's been just about a couple of hours and 70 trees have gone in the ground. So it can work really well, especially like we're in a team right now, digging holes, taking turns, putting trees in. Just the sweet gale shrubs have to go in, and they're going to go in just on an ephemeral pond kind of at the back of the property. It is, you know, one of those wild medicinal edible plants. So I'm pretty excited to put a bunch in there. The pussy willow didn't do so well. Last time the tent caterpillars really had at the leaves, so I'm not really sure if they're going to come this year. I don't know if they're going to come next year. We'll see. I'm just going to plant some more stuff and hope for the best. Here's an update on some of the cedars from last year where the flags are. You can see where the little cedars are. And some of them did really well. I lost a whole whack of them, but look at this. Some of them really took, and I guess there's just a lot of moisture in this spot, so they're looking really healthy. So I'll take what I can get, even if it's a few that survived the year. Just came into the cabin for a drink, and look at this brand new faucet. So on demand. So the other one was not repairable. So this works just fine by me. Got it back on Amazon again. And how we have the setup down here, if you're not familiar already, there's the water and there's the pail with just wastewater. Perfect. Just got a little snack and a drink and get back at it. Didn't show you guys the last time, but we got a new, time's wrong on there, but we got a new radio. So a little Grundig edition of the Eton. Man, is it ever good. It can really pick up a signal. And I want to show you the antenna on this thing is huge. But yeah, it goes like that and all the way up there. So we get a really, really, really good signal. Pretty excited about it. On my break, I decided to just go and look around after some birds, and I found a brown thrasher singing beautiful songs in the trees above me, as well as some warblers are coming in. I'll have to get my hummingbird feeders all set up today as well, because I think the hummingbirds are going to be coming by. But just take a look what I found here. Looks like something passed away over the winter. Here's a dead skunk. A bit of a stench. Looks like he died earlier in the winter, and you can see his skull's already kind of coming away from the flesh there. So I'm going to leave that to kind of return to the earth, and I might collect the skull later. I wonder if that was a little property skunk who used to kind of interact with us sometimes. He's really tame. Had a skunk just in this thickety area right in here for a few years. I wonder if that's the guy. He's met his maker there. I don't know what happened, but there was a kind of a little burrow kind of in here, and I think he used to live in the woodpile just over there. So R.I.P. little skunky. Here's the area where the sweet gale is. As you can see from last year, my pussy willows are right here, but they're kind of dead. Like I said, the caterpillars got at them last year, so I've just put in a bunch of the sweet gale. So hopefully the sweet gale does well this year. Here, I put one right here. Got some nice little leaf buds on it, so they love moist areas. So I thought this would be perfect near this ephemeral pond. Lovely to have a bunch of those bushes come up around here. Another task that we had to do is put up the pine marten nest box in a new location. I saw something on the trail cam recently that kind of looked like a little bit like a marten. So this is a bit of a job putting this up. This is about 15.5 feet above the ground. That box is about 30 pounds. So anyway, it's a dual chambered nest box. I did a video on how you can make it. And the entrance, there's 2 entrances in the central nest cavity. And the entry to the nest box is just off the tree. So I hope they make use of this, or even if a fisher goes in there, that's kind of cool. So I know we've got lots of fisher, but I did see something that looked like a pine marten on the trail cam the other day, so we'll see. There we have it. Over 90 trees planted. They did throw in a few extra, so that's wonderful. That was a lot of work, but you know what? It's worthwhile. I might lose a few of them for next year, but at least, with that many in the ground, we've got a good start. Well, I'm just going to go get ready for supper and enjoy the rest of the evening. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week as always, and I hope you enjoyed today's video and learned a little bit more about planting bare rootstock. Have a great week as always. Take care.